Hello, everybody. This is me, Martel. Let me get straight into the topic. Youth mental health is in crisis. Are schools doing enough? Oh, I could tell that from personal experience. Hell no, school don't care about kids, especially kids with disabilities and mental health disabilities. Yeah, America don't care about the kids. Just being real. I speak from decades of this. Anyway, Alicia, the fourth grader, Lena Renee, the school day now begins with her teacher called Emotional Chicken. Great to see. How are you feeling? Turns a cheery voice on her laptop screen asks her to click emoji, matching her state of mind happy, sad, worried, angry, frustrated, calm, silly, tired. Depending on the answer, Leah 9 gets advice from a cartoon avatar manager. Remove a few more questions. Have you eaten breakfast? Are you hurt or sick? Is everything okay at home? Is someone at school being unkind today? Leah chose silly, but she struggled with sadness due to online learning. Interesting. At Lakewood Elementary, all 42 students will start their days the same way this year. The Roanoke, Kentucky school is one of the thousands across the country using technology to screen students' state of mind, alert teachers, anyone struggling. In some ways, this year, back to school season will sort of degree pre-pandemic normalcy. Most districts have lifted mask mandates, dropped COVID vaccine requirements, and did rules on social distancing quarantines. But many pandemic longer lasting impacts remain troubling reality for schools. Among them, the harmful effects of isolation, remote learning on child's emotional well-being. Student mental health reached crisis levels last year. The pressure of schools to figure out solutions has never been greater. This is across the country are using federal pandemic money to hire more mental health specialists. That means more debt, more debt. You know what I'm saying? Mental health ain't cheap. Especially seeing a therapist. Yeah, let's go on. Rolling out new coping tools, suspending curriculum that prioritize emotional health. Still, some parents don't believe schools should be involved in mental health at all. So-called social emotional learning, or SEL, have become the latest political flashpoint, with conservatives saying school to use to promote progressive ideas about race, gender, sexuality, or that focus well-being tension from academics. But at schools like Lakewood, educators said helping students manage emotions and stress will benefit them in the classroom and throughout life. Yeah, right. The school and the farming community at Arlo's Drive south of Louisville has used federal money to create take-a-break corners in each classroom. Students could riffle through a self-regulation kit with tips on deep breathing, squishy sweat balls, acupuncture rings, says school counselor Shirley Kerr. The school plans to build a reset room this fall, part of merging national trend to create campus sanctuaries where students can decompress, speak with a counselor. The online school stream Lakewood used called Close Gap help teachers identify shy, quiet kids who might need to talk will otherwise go unnoticed. Close Gap founder Rachel Mill launched the online platform in 2019 where few schools saw interest explode at the pandemic hit. This year, she said more than 3,600 U.S. schools will use the technology to have free and premium version. We finally begin to recognize school is more than just teaching kids reading, writing, and arithmetic, said Dan do not know how to pronounce the name, executive director of the National Schools, Superintendent Associates. Just a free lunch program based on the idea that a hungry child can't learn. More and more schools are embracing the idea that clutter or troubled mind cannot focus on schoolwork, he said. The pandemic magnified the fragility of the mental health among American youth has been experiencing a rise in depression, anxiety, suicide thoughts for years. Okay, now I'm open-minded. Experts say a recent report by the Central Disease Control and Prevention found that 44% of high school students said experienced persistent feelings of sadness and hopelessness during the pandemic, with girls and LGBTQ youth reporting the highest levels of poor mental health and suicide attempts. It was silver linings. This the pandemic raised awareness of crisis, help destigmatize talking about mental health, help bring in attention to schools' shortcomings and handle it. President Joe Biden administration recently announced that over $500 million to expand mental health services in the country's school, adding the federal and state money that had poured into schools of COVID pandemic era needs. Still, many are skeptical schools' responses are now all these opportunities and resources are temporary, said Junior Claire Child, who attends State College Area High School in Central Pennsylvania last year. Her school added Mercy Counseling, Therapy Dogs, amongst other support promotions that have helped the last day or two. That's not really mental health investment for students this year. School has added more counselors and planned mental health training for all 10th graders. Some critics, including many conservative parents, that want to see mental health support in school in the first place. Yeah, you wonder why nobody don't care about mental health. Let's just be real in America, they don't care. Astronomy, a mom from Fairfax County, Virginia, said school are youth in a mental health crisis as a Trojan horse introduced liberal ideas about sexual racial identity. She also worried that schools lack the aptitude to deal with student mental illness. Social emotion has been well-being has become an excuse to intervene in the lives of children in the most intimidating ways that are both dangerous and irresponsible. Naomi said because they're in the hands of people who are not trained professionals, despite them perceiving funded schools are having trouble hiring counselors, merit shortage in other American industries. Okay. Gosling Junior High School in Northwest Indiana have been struggling to fill vacancy of counselor who left last year when student anxiety and other behavioral problems were off the charts, said Jane DeMarisa Morris. One of the two counselors left the school with caseload of 500 students each. Jesus Christ. One person trying to meet the needs of 500 students, said Demetrius Moore, says impossible. American School Counselor Associates recommend that ratio of 250 school students per school counselor, which few states have come close to meeting. From the 2020-21 school year, only two states, New Hampshire and Vermont, achieved that goal, according to Associated Press. Associate analysis of data from National Center for Education Statistics. Some states face staggering high ratio. Arizona averaged one counselor to 716 students in Michigan, 1 to 638, and in Minnesota, 1 to 592. Sorry, my phone going off. Also, Indiana, the schools are hammer one and grant to hire clinical therapists at all 17 of the school, but have not been able to fill most of the new jobs. Says Superintendent Scott Miller. Schools are stealing from other schools. There's just not enough workers to go around. Despite more funding, school salaries can't compete with private counseling practices, which is also overwhelmed trying to hire more staff. And now, a challenge for students identify struggling children before their emotional crisis. At the Houston Independent School District, one of the largest in the country with 270 schools and nearly 200,000 students, students are asked each morning to help fingers show how they feel. One finger means Charles Hurtley deep. 5 means he or she feel great. It's identified bush fires early in the day. I'm just don't feel like reading all this, but my bad, y'all. Oh, that's over. Yeah. I got a suggestion. Maybe it's that you pay your teachers a living wage. Stop paying them chump change. And you're right. A lot of teachers will be quitting for the national storage. Anyways, Jesus Christ. Oh, yikes. I guess I can go out and get some pancakes or so. Anyway, Martell's out.